Welcome everybody, I'm Lizzie Brooks and this is where muscle meets mindful. Today is yoga for a bad attitude. Wah, wah, wah. We all have a bad attitude sometimes, even this guy. So it's scientifically proven that movement and yoga, getting in our breath and our bodies can help change our mood for the better and just give us an overall sense of well-being. So please join me on your mat. We're gonna start seated. Oh, and Josie here is having a better attitude now that she has something to chew on. So, good girl, Josie. All right, feet in front of you, hips down, hands just below the kneecaps here. Roll your shoulders onto your back, lift your heart. So even just expanding a little bit through the chest can be really helpful for a bad attitude because we usually tend to kind of turn in like this. So take a full inhale, find those lungs. And as you exhale, round down, lengthen the arms. So for me to be able to really roll back, I'm gonna walk my feet a little closer in, straighten the arms, drape the head towards the pubic bone. And then inhale, roll back up. Exhale, round down. So it's a seated cat-cow. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, round down. The breath is the key. Inhale, roll up. And sigh out. All right, bring your legs forward, lean back. Make it real casual, like you don't have a care in the world. And send the head around, the neck, get some stretching, shake out the legs, crunch up your toes and then don't spray your toes out. Spread your toes out and then crumple them up and then spread them out. Press forward, so open the front of the ankles, which helps open the shin, which is good for the knee. And then other way, press through the heels. One more time, opening those ankle joints. And back. And then come to a seated position here. You might like to put some height under your sitting bones, maybe a blanket or a towel there. And come on up. And then just start to circle around. So we're gonna find some movement through the belly. A lot of times when things get stagnant in the belly a little bit, we can not feel so good. Our attitude can shift for the worse. So let's get some movement there and then reverse your direction. You can go nice and slow with this. You can get as much into the shoulders and spine as you want. It could be a really small circle or a really big circle. And then we're gonna pause forward, lean any amount forward, drop the head and round all the way back up. Find your structure once again, find your alignment and sigh out. Shoulder blades release. Look over to one side, stretching the sides of the neck and over to the other side. And then head comes forward, soften that out, reach the arms up. If you can interlace the fingers, do. If not, just keep reaching with the arms. Press the palms away here and then fill your lungs up so much so that you actually feel the side of the ribs kind of expanding. So you're feeling the rib cage lift. And exhale slowly but fully. One more time, slow, full inhale. Slow, full exhale. Take the inhale here. Exhale, float the arms down, hands to the knees, roll the shoulders back and down a few times. So we want to make space around the heart, make space for the lungs. And then we'll shift to an all fours position. So you don't need your blanket just yet. And then we'll come to all fours. Actually, if you want the blanket under the knees here, you can. And we're just gonna take one set of toes back and elongate the leg. So I'm gonna start with my right leg, press down into my hands, press my hips back towards my heel and press my heel behind me, opening the back of my right leg. Breathing here. Just giving some length to the calf, to the hamstrings, and then lower that right knee, tuck the left set of toes, press forward and down with the hands, shift the hips back, breathing here. We're not collapsed in the low back, just opening the back of that calf, back of the leg. and lowering the left knee down. Press it back into your first child's pose, hips towards the heels, knees can be together or separated. Take a long walk forward with the hands. Take a full inhale and an exhale. Rise up to all fours, exhale, downward facing dog. Just pedal it out here so we're still interested in being slow and sweet with our lengthening, with finding more of a stretch. Soften your neck. Let go of the clutter. Declutter the moment just simply by finding your breath. And then we're gonna walk to the top of the mat. You might need some blocks here if that's better. Bend your knees any amount. Take a little fold, sway a little side to side. Let the neck be soft, and then let your arms and head dangle as you round all the way up. Draw the organs towards the spine, and then decide as you do this to place yourself in a beautiful alignment, nice and tall, softening the shoulders. Contents of the heart are buoyant. Breathing here. Bring your hands to the heart and walk up to the top of that mat. Set your intention for the practice, so whatever that you'd like to open yourself towards, especially if you're feeling, again, a little less than vibrant today, a little less than your happiest self, maybe open yourself towards gratitude, gratefulness, whatever it is. Inhale and sigh out. All right, so from here, bring your hands to your waist, bend your knees. We're gonna step the left leg back into a lunge. And then just find our way through what feels good in the pelvis and in the hips. So we're not focused on the arms quite yet, just the legs. Maybe a little up and down here, just getting a little of that synovial fluid production through the hips. It's a big ball and socket joint. And then lean forward, put more weight in that front foot. So you're gonna start to rock a little forward and then step into chair pose. Reach your arms forward, press into the floor, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. I didn't keep you in the chair pose too long because I know that would cause a bad attitude. It would for me. Soften the knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway up this time. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms can go where they want to. And exhale, hands to the heart. Bring your hands to your waist. Soften the knees. Shift your weight over into that left foot and step the right foot back. Again, we're just kind of going, okay, where does this lunge feel right in my body? Take your time there. So you don't want to change yourself for the yoga. You want to change you want to change the yoga for you. All right, so a little lift and lower. Finding your way, giving some space, some breath here. Just warming up. And then lean forward, draw the organs towards your spine, shift, and then step forward, chair pose just for a moment. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands through to the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Bend both knees, take the chest to the thighs here. Keep yourself nice and active in the legs. Keep your hips from lifting up. Keep them where they are. Step the left leg back. Nice. Now plug that femur into the pelvis. Lower the left hand down. Reach the right arm down and then back. You can keep reaching back here or you can reach up. Roll the shoulder blades onto your back and just focus on your breathing when you get into that twist. And then from here, we're gonna reach the top arm all the way back and down. Step into plank pose, and then from here, just rock forward and back a little bit. So we're finding some strength, and we're using an exchange of weight forward and back to use the core differently. On an exhale, come to your downward facing dog. Establish your roots. Recognize what you can let go of here. Sometimes we get really We're like, I gotta hold on to it, I've gotta hold on to it, as if the world would spin away if we let go. But guess what? It's probably okay to let it go. And then from here, plank pose. Toes might come closer together for this. Use that heel rock forward. Chaturanga, you might come all the way to the floor or not. Find a slow, gentle back bend. Don't go to your full extent. And then derive it from the core to downward facing dog. Maybe there's a child's pose in between. And soften it out. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, rise halfway up. Exhale, fold, fingertips down, bend the knees, little bit of a squat. Stay here, opening the calves again, or fingertips come more beside you with the chest up, or rise up for the balance. If balance isn't working for you today, just stay closer to the ground. Fingertips down, hips lift, walk forward, downward facing dog. Look to the top of your mat, step there. Ardha Uttanasana, rise halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees round. We're letting the heavier thoughts just drain out of the head as we roll and restack into a more clarified, simpler mindset. Unwind the shoulders, hands to the heart. Finding your breath here and imagining you could unlock pent-up peace that already exists through the mind. And from here, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, belly comes onto the thighs. You're going to attempt to get stronger in the legs by using this transition without lifting the hips up. From here, we'll go ahead and shift back into our lunge. So right leg comes back. Breathing here. Right hand stays down. Reach the left arm behind you and stay here, or come up. Shoulder blades roll onto the back, strong legs, breathing here. If looking up doesn't feel good for your neck, then just look kind of neutral, straightforward, or even down. Inhale, exhale, reach back behind you and all the way back down. Plug in, so find your midline, then step back and maybe take a vinyasa here. So if it gives you a bad attitude to take vinyasas, guess what you're gonna skip today? Vinyasas. Inhale, breathing. Big sigh out. This time when we walk back, it's a different squat. Turn your toes out and your heels in, they're not touching. Walk back, begin to bend your knees and toes, same direction. If you need to reset the footing, reset the footing. And then hands can stay down or rise up to the heart for your malasana pose. So really good when we're not feeling our best to open into the hips in a gentle but generous way, right? So not to the extent where we have harmed ourselves or we've gone too far, but that just right amount. Inhale here, exhale out. You have an option to stay here or go into your crow or crane pose. Hands are shoulder distance or wider. I like to go a little wider myself. I even turn my fingers out ever so slightly. Heels are lifting, hips lift, and then really take the time creating the puzzle piece connection of right where the shin and knee connect there, right to the upper arms. There's an X shape, not a straight line. And then from here, you might just stay here in the prep and hold. Maybe as you draw your organs towards your spine, you'll shift forward and see if maybe the toes or one set of toes can lift. If that works, draw the heels to the sitting bone. Breathing here, sitting bones rather. And as you're ready, coming back down into that malasana. Maybe that's where you were the whole time. Great, hello. Come into plank pose. And then from plank pose, we're going to circle around. So this might feel very weird. Maybe you haven't done this, but we're circling around all of these joints, wrists, shoulders, ankles, and then reverse direction. You'll also feel that the core has to really stabilize you there. Center, inhale. This time exhale, lower the knees, shift the hips back, and find a child's pose. So you can stay here with the palms up, forward, or even back with the palms up. Find the one that works for you. I don't go all the way forward on these because I'll be yelling into the mic, and that will give you a bad attitude. So full inhale, big sigh out. All right. Walk it up a little bit. Chest comes up, fingertips are down. Take the shins together, the knees together, shins down. Root into the floor, and then we're just gonna lift our knees up while we scooch a rounded spine behind us. So fingertips down, lift the knees up, scooch a rounded spine. Roll the head towards the knees. So this is opening, you probably feel it, the front of the ankles and the shins. This is a very, very awkward pose. And then from here, if that's working and you want to walk back a little more, you can. And if you want to do the balance, you'll bring your hands to your heart and you don't round us forward quite as much. And then shins come down, hands come down, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat, take your feet there. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, maybe bending the knees. This time choose exactly how you want to rise up. I'm not looking. And come all the way, hands to your heart. Deep breath in and shake it out. So let's make a turn towards the long side of our mat. And from here, just get into the groin a little bit more. So we've been more focused on the front and back of the legs, those two quadrants. Now we're gonna go more to the inner thighs. So turn your toes out about 45 degrees, soften the knees. And then from here, ease into a stretch. Ease into your goddess stretch. All right, now press into your heels and begin slow and steady breathing. So sometimes when we are in something this challenging, we kick up our heart rate and then we kick up our breath. We don't actually need to do that so much. It might help you to bring your hands to your heart. Maybe go a little lower as you ease in. Press into your heels a little bit more to increase the sensation through the groin. And then from here, come all the way up, reach up, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's dive slowly back in. Inhale, sweep up, open the shoulders, reach. Exhale, back in. Inhale, reach. Keep the legs long. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. All right, shake out the shoulders. And then from here, turn your toes forward, bring your hands to your heart, bend one knee and shift over to that side. And then maybe walk your other leg a little further away to increase that groin stretch. So really working in one leg and really lengthening in the other. And then come through center. And then we'll just shift to the other side. Deep side lunge, a little different than we're used to, and then opening, lifting that inner thigh of the extended leg. And coming back up. Shake it all out. And then from here, we'll go back into the goddess squat. Lift one heel, and then rotate your knee down and underneath you as the other one rotates a little out. Up and out, settle. I know it's a lot. And lift the other heel and rotate it in. This is by no means easy. If it looks easy, if it looks easy for me doing it, I'm faking it. And roll it out. And then settle the arms down, open the jaw and the neck. Let the arms float up like they're just rising to the surface of water. And then from the contents of your heart, kind of beam out peace. So sometimes when you're in this squat, you don't feel peaceful, but you can. Turn your palms up, keep that heart opening, and then let's go slower than we want to, all the way up, and bring your hands to the heart. Shake that out. So that external rotation and that, whoops, Josie, and that she's allergic to that posture. And that posture is prepping us for our Ardha Chandrasana, for our half moon pose. You doing okay, Joe? Okay, we're back. Josie did not like that pose and she wanted to tell me about it. She has a bad attitude, that puppy. All right, let's all take a warrior two. If you know in your Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose that you like to put your fingertips down on a block, let's place that now. So take your right leg, right toes out to the short end of your mat, left toes turn in a little bit here. And then we're gonna find that same transition with the arms that we found earlier in our goddess pose. Let the arms just float like they're coming to the surface of water, put some energy through them, contents of the heart beaming out. And then from here, gaze over the right fingertips. And we're gonna move into our half moon with some movement. So I want you to focus on your own pose. So try to listen for my cues. If you need to look up and take a look, you can definitely do that, but you can also watch the first one if you're a little newer to this. So from here, hop your back foot a little bit in, maybe hand to the waist. You're landing your fingertips catty corner to your right pinky toe. So not in front, that'll be harder to balance. It's more of a kickstand out to the side. Stack the hips, wake up your back inner thigh. That's the one we got really active and straight before. Roll your shoulder blades gently onto your back without pitching your pelvis forward. And then from here, maybe lift that top arm. Now here's where I want you to either watch or listen closely. You're going to pretend that you're curling into a ball as much as you can. So start to hug your left elbow and left knee in, left heel to left sitting bone, bend your right knee any amount. And then inhale, bloom it open. So you might keep your gaze down because this is a big balance. Blooming out, but then going back in and creating that bud, rounding in. Blooming out. I promise this will make you very strong in the hips, very stable, and then round in. And then really feel yourself blooming out and open. Keep the gaze down. If it's not already, place it there. Bend your right knee. Land into your warrior two. If you landed with a thud, who cares? We'll all join there. Attempt a softer landing, that's okay. Reach up, turn your toes forward, bring your hands to your heart. All right. So that's a little preview. We're gonna go directly to the other side. First, we're just gonna hug into the midline a little bit actively. So even with your legs, actively hug in, hands hug in, and then shake that out. If you're gonna use your block, grab that block or place another one over to the left side. We're gonna find our warrior two, so let the arms float up. No Josie. Oh no, she's got my plant. Oh boy, float to the surface of water. And then back foot hops in. You're gonna land catty corner to your left pinky toe, maybe reach that top arm up. So again, you're rolling the shoulder blades onto the back without pelvis really overly reaching forward. The inhale is here, gaze down. Exhale, round in like a ball, any amount, make it slow and concentrated. Inhale, blooming out and up. Exhale, round in. She knows I'm holding that plant. Inhale, bloom out. Exhale, round in. Inhale, hi girl, bloom out. If your gaze was up, look down, bend your standing leg. Imagine that your mat is paper and you don't want to rip it. Come on up. If you ripped it, who cares? Straighten up, turn your toes forward, reach up, hands to the heart, and hug in. Hold the plant that your dog tried to eat in between your palms and squish it. And then shake it all out. I'm going to place this right here. Let's keep going. From here, reach wide, bend into one knee. So this is the same stretch we did. Let's bend that right knee. Same stretch we did before. Shift over. You're going to bring your hands to your heart as you bring your feet and knees together. Chair. Yeah. All right. So that's it. We're going to go to the other side. Go wide. Shift. And then from here, bring it all together. Really working those hips. Go wide, shift, together. If this is too much, don't step quite as far apart. Do something more like here, shift, and back. And then come up to standing, wiggle it all out, and go to the back of your mat. So you're gonna take your heels to the back of your mat, bend your knees, reach up, grab some air. So you're gonna take anything in the air that's been bothering you. You're gonna place any of your burdens, anything that's been annoying you, you're gonna place that all in the air. You're gonna grab onto that, inhale, and then you're gonna and throw that back and let it go. Inhale, roll up, grab all those things out of your space, inhale, and then throw it back. One more time, inhale, reach, grab all those things that are cluttering your space, take an inhale, and then let it go. Guess what? It's gone. Inhale, roll all the way up, float the arms down, and find your alignment. This time, inhale at the back of your mat, reach up. Exhale, fold and walk all the way forward into your plank pose. And then from the plank, we'll move into a side plank. Right hand down, stacking the legs, staggering them, or lowering the bottom knee or the top foot. Okay, so find the side plank that works for you. Maybe reach that top arm up, and then you have the option to make big, slow rotations with the arm. You can go a little bit of one direction or both. You can stay in one direction, whatever works. Open, lubricate that shoulder as the other shoulder stays nice and strong and stable for you. And then from here, we're gonna turn it into a tabletop. So you wanna be very careful. If you've got shoulder issues, you're gonna come to seated first and then join us. If you want, you're gonna step that top leg, sorry girl, behind you, point the toes in the same direction, and then turn your fingertips in or to the sides or back, depending on what the shoulder's like. Lift up into your tabletop. That's gonna stretch the shoulders. Ooh, that feels good, I need that. And then exhale, slowly lower down without squishing your puppy. Hands underneath your thighs, and we'll take it up into a supported boat pose. Breathe here, shoulders back. Trust yourself. Find that breath. And then from here, we'll cross at the ankles and roll over our dog and come into another plank pose. Here you go, girl. And then from here, we're gonna go directly from plank into another side plank. This time, left hand down. Choose your legs, what you want there. Oh, she's helping me. And then that top arm might circle around. I think I'll stagger my feet now since I have to cooperate with this dog. This is what happens when no one's around to watch the puppy while you make yoga videos. You guys, very carefully, stepping that top foot behind you. We're gonna create that tabletop. Turn your fingertips either forward to the sides or back, lift up table, breathe here and stretch the shoulders. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Find your half boat pose. Roll the scapula onto your back. Yes, girl, yes, boat pose. And from here, take a deep breath and exhale across. And we're just gonna come into a seated pose, but this time, instead of external rotation with the hips, which is what we've done primarily today, we'll do hero pose. So you might wanna put a block underneath your hips and separate your feet a little bit there to make hero pose more accessible, especially if you have any knee issues and that's too much pressure. And then we'll just find our breathing here. Just super nice and calm here. Deep breath in and sigh out. So listen guys, I'm gonna let you take it from here, staying with whatever breath work you choose, maybe going into your Shavasana. It might be a nice time to lay on your back and take a gentle twist a little side to side, maybe legs up the wall. As for me, I'm going to have to do my relaxation later on. So thank you so much for joining Josie and I in this very silly, hopefully mood shifting practice. Please like, please subscribe, and come on back and see me. Namaste.